Okay, hello everyone, and hello Hiren Patel. I'd like to welcome everyone to our little recording of Hiren's exhibition, which is titled Contemplation, a Landscape Journey. And I actually think it's a beautiful name for an exhibition because this is actually a journey of your travels, isn't it? It is really beautiful. And most of them, not all, because I noticed some are Daintree, but most of them are New South Wales?
Most of them, yeah.
Would that be right?
Every one of them, except for two.
Yes, absolutely, and they're just lovely. So we'll wander through. We have to do this quickly. As you know, we do this so that we can touch a painting and you can get a very fair idea of whether it would suit your wall, fit your house, or just for size in general, because our brains work really well if we see something in relation to a person. This one has a bit of appeal for me, Hiren, and obviously you've driven past it quite a few times. It's called The Breakaway, and it's another very famous spot where artists for the last couple of 100 years have sat with their easels and painted this really beautiful spot. And it's called Breakaway, Freeman's Reach. And did you take an easel, or did you just...
I took an easel for a small sketch, and small size than that. And then got turned into 24 by 30 size, yeah. Because I always wanted to do one that is, because street has always been my...
Because I might interrupt just while we'll get there and just show very quickly while George is filming that you do a lot of small studies for nearly all of the paintings. And Hiren, how many of these have you got?
At least 10. At
least, I think I've seen 10. They're beautiful and people love looking at them. Okay, let's move around to the next one. This one is Fitzroy Falls?
Fitzroy Falls.
Yeah, that's a really lovely one. And you love that area, don't you?
We go to Kangaroo Valley for camping every year, maybe a couple of times a year.
Oh, so you know.
So we know the area pretty well. But
beautiful painting, love it. I just love this. Reminds me a bit of the Blue Mountain, like around here, the Blue Mountains. So I mean, obviously all part of the same mountain range. Now, you'll be happy to know that this one has already sold. And it was one of my favourites right from day one.
I love it.
And that's because of this guy.
Oh, the Guyme leaves. They're wonderful.
And it's just beautiful. So where is that one?
This is the Lura.
Lura, that's right.
Lura.
Yeah, very, very lovely. And now I don't know the name. I think I've got the name. This one is just called Exposed Red Soil. So where is it?
This is going towards Bathurst, and when we go towards Bathurst, there's forestation. And when I was going on the painting trip, they were cleaning out the forest, cutting trees, and just right there, it was wet, and the soil was just, you get out and you can smell the soil. I said, well, we're not going further than this. We'll stay here and paint this.
I actually didn't know the soil was that red. I mean, Bathurst isn't as far west as we really do see the red soil. But
when there is afforestation and they're cutting them, they're excavating, you get to see. And when it's particularly when it's overcast, they're red.
Yeah, and I love this to break up. A lot of the paintings have that lovely greenery, but every now and then we come across one of these lovely red ones. And this is another favourite. Now I'm going to look at the name of this one because...
it's on the way to Pagoda in the Development National Park.
I didn't know where that was.
It's a beautiful track walking there. Most of the paintings are coming into existence from these bushwalks.
Well, I love that, and that is just like
just a little creek going through and just a little passage to go through, and it's.
And would you have taken a little sketchbook with you to do it? You have it everywhere.
Charcoal. This painting particularly was done from a charcoal study.
Yeah, it was. I'd love to see the charcoal study. I think it's good too. This is nice.
That's Daintree.
Oh, that's a Daintree one.
This is Daintree, yes. It is Daintree.
Well, now that you mention it, it actually
not sure exactly where the spot is, but it's very typical. I really wanted the roots, the exposed roots.
Fabulous, fabulous. And this one Daintree as well?
That is going towards Bathurst as well.
Oh, very similar to the other one we were looking at. All right, so the next one, we're going to move along to two of my favourites. If you want to stand in front of this one and tell us a little bit about, because I think there's three of them much the same, and they're like a little series of paintings, and they're all the forest floor and the where are these done?
They are near Katoomba.
Oh yes, okay.
the exact, I don't remember the name, the exact spot,
Yeah.
what there, but it's, when I walk, these things, I found them, basically.
Yeah.
You look at the magnificent Australian, you know,
The bushland,
the
yeah.
bushland, but what I like about particular is these things that we miss when we walk. We don't pay much attention to these
We
things.
don't, and you're
Yeah.
making
What
us pay
catches-
attention.
What caught my attention on this is the sound of cicadas, and that's why the name of the painting is Sound of
Sound of
Cicadas.
cicadas. And
They-
it looks
in,
like that
in the
sort of-
summer, you
Definitely,
hear them
yeah.
in the afternoon, and they just
Yeah, these two are really lovely. There's, of course, my favourite in the series of 3 is on the main wall. And for those that are just watching this video, as you walk into the gallery, you actually look through to the next room and you see this magnificent painting, and we'll get to that in a minute. Now, these two, again, I love the colour. This top one is, I'll have to have a look at, it's listening to the stories of the trees. So it's obviously
it's very next to that painting.
yeah, it's
It
lovely.
was on the trip to
Really lovely.
painting.
Love
trip.
the depth of colour and also the texture here and these big lumps of paint.
Yep.
And they're going to be very hard to see on any photo or film. So all I can say is there's these big globules of paint on a lot of Hiren's paintings now. And that's something you've sort of
Something that's
added to this landscape.
experimenting with the landscape before now, yes.
Yeah, and this one's beautiful. You know, just the colours, it's a relaxed painting. And time stopped.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what
that's exactly what it is. It's like
Yeah, I can
you
imagine.
go there and then all of a sudden you think, I don't need to walk further.
Yeah. Now these two have been very popular with everyone. I was talking to another artist who said, I know that spot. That's Moonby Lookout.
Yeah.
She said, I grew up there. And so she recognised the spot straight
At
away.
Tamworth, yeah.
Yes,
yeah. On New England Highway.
And I love this. Again, for all those Hawkesbury people that might be watching, this is another one of, is it Fremers Reach? Or is it around-
It's just around the corner from Windsor.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yeah. And of course the floods
Before
really changed the environment down
That's right.
there. And I know there's a couple further up with the floods, and they're fabulous paintings. I mean, just recording the history of what.
I really wanted to paint something in regards to recent history.
Beautiful. Now there's the big one. We just very quickly walk in and out. That has to be my favourite painting here in the whole exhibition. So, where's this? Is this Katoomba again?
It is Katoomba. It is Katoomba.
Forest floor Katoomba.
Yes,
That's
it
what
is.
it's called, and it is just superb. So you love
Every
it.
time I see this painting, I'm like, what can I say? It's there just to pure look,
Yeah, it is.
without describing.
Yeah.
Just look at it.
That's it. That's it. So whoever gets that painting is going to be very, very lucky. That's my favourite. Pick of the crop, that one. But I love these two as well. And that is just such another bushland scene.
This is, yes,
a bit
our
different
local
environment
bushland.
though. It's not
Yeah.
around Katoomba, that one. Is
No,
it?
this is local here, around Rouse Hill.
Oh, Rouse Hill.
It's
Oh,
Rouse
of
Hill.
course. Oh,
Between
okay.
Rouse Hill and Schofield and Riverstone area,
there's still
there's
bush
small
left.
bush left. There's still some bush left.
Yeah,
And I better get it on the
Before-
canvas
yeah.
before it goes.
Yeah, I mean that area is now so built up. Now this one here is Kangaroo Valley.
This is Kangaroo Valley.
And that's a favourite spot. of
It
yours.
is again. Yep.
And you said that
Not far from Fitzroy
your
Falls.
wife and I just
This is
like
where-
sitting there and or you just sit there with your wife.
Morning walk.
Yes,
morning walk.
beautiful. It's and it's just that rich
Yes.
green and the
Love the valley.
environment. Now, these remind me a little bit of the ones we were looking at before, Forest Floor.
Yes.
Same place.
Same place.
Yep.
Same place.
And again, these are magnificent. They're big paintings, and that's why I'm going to stand in front of it, because Hiren's not doing his job and standing in front of these paintings. But they are just magnificent. Would
A
make
lot of play with the colour and texture.
Yes, yeah. Now there's one. Is it one of these ones that I think it might be this next one. There's the globules of paint.
Yep, I'm
just
experimenting a lot with the texture.
Very nice.
A lot
I
of
like
textures.
it. Now again, these are two Hawkesbury paintings. Now this one is a particularly interesting painting because so many people drive past this area. But of course, during the floods, it was cut off. And I think
It was.
I think the bridge this time, the new bridge that wasn't going to flood, is it was closed for about 10 or 12 days, which is a long time. And of course, now we all drive past and we see this
Yep.
devastation along the riverbank, and all the poor old turf farmers are trying to sort of fix up the banks.
That's right. Just right after those floods.
But so you took it.
I was waiting for floods to go because the whole idea was for me to go and do these paintings about Hawkesbury.
Yeah.
But then the floods happened and it stopped me. So as soon as I got an opportunity, I had to go and get this done first.
Well,
so this was a very early.
Yeah, I'm sure there's people that have got properties here that would see that every day, and it's certainly a lovely painting. And
It's a lot of also experiment with the texture. As you see, there's a lot of thick paint at the same time. There's very thin paint.
yes, yeah, and I think that's that contrast
between the
the
texture
okay.
pushing back
Yes.
and pulling the
yeah, and then of course thin down here with the waters.
That's right.
Yeah, no, it's lovely. So the devastating part is all thick texture, messed up.
At the same time, I wanted to make it serene.
Yes, and it is. It's really, I love that painting. Now, also, this is the one with lots of bits of thick paint.
Yes.
You've squirted it on, and I love it because I know this area really well as well. Yep. This is Upper Colo.
Yes,
and
it is. What happens is when I see lots of texture in the foreground and in the bottom of the trees, where the bush is really small.
Lots of interesting stuff.
Lots of interesting stuff. You can't recognize when you see it what is that one. All it turns into an abstract shapes and texture.
Okay, so we've got, I think we're running out of time, are we? Okay, so we've got to move along. I'm stuck between a couple of plinths here. This one, everyone that walks in straight away says, oh, I love that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, and George likes that
Me and
one.
my wife, we love plants.
Yes.
And trees.
Yes.
So we collect a lot of plants, and one of our favorite plants is the bird nest.
Yeah.
So I had to include some for her.
Oh, nice.
So,
Did she want to keep
so
the
it is
painting?
there.
Did she want to keep the painting?
Probably.
Yeah. Well, a lot of artists are funny like that. They want to keep their paintings. They don't mind if they get them back again and put them on the wall.
Yep.
Now this one is very different to everything else. It's the
It's a
last
Daintree.
painting. Yes, and it looks like the Daintree.
I wanted to include two sides of it.
Yeah.
Yes, I've painted, but I wanted to include because for some reason, love Daintree.
Oh, everyone
love
does.
going back.
Yeah.
But it never appealed to me to paint because I always get lost once we're there. But this time when we went there, I said, well, we're going to do something about this.
Were you on a boat or something? Or
no, this is just a creek after. There's creeks everywhere there.
I know there, but you're not meant to walk through
No,
because there's
no,
crocodiles.
we're going to the beach,
Yeah.
and on the way to the beach
Oh, okay.
is a small, very typical of the Daintree area where the pothos grow all the way right on the top.
Well, it's a lovely painting, and Hiren, I'd like to congratulate
Thank you very
on
much.
an absolutely beautiful exhibition. We open tomorrow, which is Saturday the 3rd of June, and it runs through until the 25th of June. That's 3 full weeks, and it'll be online. So if you can't get to the gallery or you can't get to the opening tomorrow night, you'll be able to catch it all. You'll be able to catch this video online and everything, all the whole exhibition. So thank you again. Thank you, Hiren. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you, George. See you all.